Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. Super sorry that I didn't do one last week. This video was supposed to be last week's video. I just did not have time to complete it. So there wasn't a video last week, but this is this week's video and I should be back on schedule now. Okay, so this is Ash's story part 2, also known as what if the SkyWing egg hatched. I'm picking up from where I left off last time. Of course, there will be a few differences. Go watch the last video if you haven't yet, because it'll make a lot more sense. Okay, Starflight and the other Rainwings helped Ash create a sort of mechanical leg that she could walk on. It felt weird to her because she couldn't really see it. It attached to her leg with some vines, and then it was a wooden leg that touched the ground. It really did not make sense to her. Why did she need it? She could walk fast enough by herself. But at the same time, in her heart, she knew it really was helping. She just did not want to admit it, at all. Because if she admitted it, she would have admitted that she needed help. And she didn't want to admit that she needed help. She had always needed to prove herself, to prove that she could do things by herself. But this leg, it really did help, even if no one else knew. Starflight said that this was just the first one, that they could make other ones that worked better. Because right now, she kind of had to move her leg out in order to walk, which wasn't the most comfortable, but she'd get used to it, probably. So that was her first mechanical leg. Well, it wasn't mechanical yet. It was just a stick attached to her leg. A carved stick, Starflight said. Very useful. Very strong, too. The Rainwing said that this is the strongest kind of wood they have. Yeah, right, Ash thought. I only wish that I didn't need it. I wish that I wasn't different. Anyway, at least I have Tamarin. Tamarin's different like me, but she has all 4 of her legs. She's just blind like me, but I'm more different than any of these other dragons. If only I wasn't different, what would that be like? She kept all these thoughts to herself, though, because she didn't want to worry the other dragonettes, because they had more important matters at the moment. They were going in to rescue all the Rainwings the Nightwings had taken. While they were there, though, they learned something terrifying. The Queen lived in a pool of lava, which was really kind of creepy, a lot. Faith Speaker was one of the alternate dragonettes, which they later learned were another set of dragonettes who didn't even hatch at the right time and weren't from the right places. For one thing, Squid, the Sea Wing, was green, not blue. The SkyWing and Mudwing had hatched on the same day, more than a month after the brightest night, and Faith Speaker had also hatched after the brightest night. Viper had fallen into a pool of lava, and Flame, the SkyWing, had been injured by her with a venom barb to the face. Starflight and Fate Speaker quickly rushed him out to the Rainwing Kingdom to get some of the bright sting cactus that Sunny had found to cure the same wound that Webbs had gotten on his tail, while the rest of them went in to find Marosir and to rescue the Rainwings. The ground shook. Lava started rising from the volcano. An explosion, Ash said. Oh no, this is bad, this is really, really bad. Gloria kept her cool, even though her scales started to turn a little bit green, though no one else mentioned it. Okay, we have to find the Rainwings, she said. We have to find them fast. Mangrove, you go find Orchid and get to safety, since you've been the one that's been looking for her the whole time. Mangrove nodded his head, though his wings were shaking, and flew off to find his long-lost love. Lori then took Tsunami, Ash, and Sunny to find the others. She had been captured once, though not for very long, but still knew the dangers of what would happen. They were in caves by a lava river, she told the others. Go on, find them. Sunny, you stay with Ash. Tsunami, you go off by yourself. Me, I have to go to the dungeons, because they're keeping up at least one of the Rainwings in there. So they rescued them, got them back to the Rainforest Kingdom, And they also got the Nightwings there. The Nightwings promised to allow Glory to be their queen in exchange for safety in the Rainforest Kingdom. Now, the whole reason that they had been hatched, they had to fulfill the prophecy, even though Marozir had told them that it was fake, while lava was crashing down closer and closer to them. Starflight had been blinded by it, and the prophecy was fake? How could it be? It meant that Ash's and Glory's lives were terrible for no reason. They'd all been under a cave for no reason. But they still decided to fulfill it because Sunny had faith. And her faith made them all more faithful. So they figured out how to get in touch with each of the 3 queens and told them to meet them in the Sandwing Palace in 12 days. Then 11 days, 10 days, 9 days, 8 days, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. It's today. There was this really weird comet that looked like a moon, and 2 of the moons were full. So it looked like another brightest night, when there shouldn't have been one for another 90 years. For around 90 more years. So they did their best. They invited all the tribes to come and watch, to help decide who would be the queen, and to be witnesses in case something went wrong. Tsunami didn't want to. Now that she knew the prophecy was fake, she was fine with flying back to the Kingdom of the Sea and learning how to be a princess. Glory had to take care of 2 tribes. She couldn't fulfill a prophecy in her spare time, because she didn't really have spare time. Starflight was still learning how to get around as a blind dragon. Now the group of 6 had 2 blind dragons. Why? How? Out of 3 blind dragons in Pyria, 2 of them were in this group? But they still did it. They were still able to fulfill the prophecy. They made Thorn their queen. They made Thorn the Sandwing Queen. And, well, peace in Pyria. They all flew back to the rainforest then, to figure out what would happen next. Jade Mountain Academy. I didn't really draw anything for Jade Mountain, but I'm thinking about what Ash did after the prophecy. Ash and Peril quickly became friends. They were both SkyWings who were different from the rest of their tribe. They started flying together, because Ash felt safe when she was flying. There was nothing she could hit, nothing she could run into, nothing she could fall off of. And even with Peril near her, though Peril couldn't help her, she felt safer with Peril nearby, because Peril could warn her if something happened, and she could call for someone to help. Ash and Peril really, really liked each other, because they could always work together. Even through Jade Mountain, even through all of the worry and what would happen if Darkstalker came, while Darkstalker was here, after Darkstalker was gone. But where is he? Peril, Ash, Tamarin, and the Dragonettes of the Destiny all stuck it together. Tamarin and Starflight and Ash became the 3 blind dragons in the world, and they helped each other navigate. Tamarin by teaching them how, Starflight and Ash by discovering new things that they could do. So yeah, that's it for this week's video. It wasn't as dramatic as the books were because I don't have time to retell 5 whole books. So yeah, that was this week's video. Next week, I have no idea what next week is gonna be because I'm just not sure. Hope you like these videos. Subscribe and like for more content, and I'll see you next week.